There's kind of the generic idea out there that technology isn't fun, engineering isn't fun. And I think what this course really demonstrates is that you can be an engineer, you can be a technologist, you can be a professional, you can have fun.
Go! He gave us a box of parts and he said, make it. Everyone got the same box of parts, so we had to come up with something a little special to separate ourselves from the rest of the pack.
What we did is we went through a series of gears versus just doing this direct drive to the axle or the sprocket to the axle. And the reason for doing that is to get sort of like a mini transmission out of it so that we can get more speed to the wheel.
Our car, it's one of the more simple designs. It doesn't have like a real fancy steering or anything on it. It's just got the one motor driving the one wheel and the other motor driving this wheel. So far it's been pretty good. Kind of had a few hiccups along the way where it kind of spins around circles, but once you get going and get it slow and then start off and go faster, it seems to go pretty well.
With our turning system, we had to incorporate the bike to keep it going straight, being that it can turn very well on this pivot point. So that was the main thing, just keeping it going straight and just letting it run real fast.
We put sandpaper down on the ground for a little bit more bite for the drag competition, so that worked really good also.
We went through so many problems. This was, to have it running and actually doing somewhat well is really exciting for us.
Okay. Yeah, we're good now. Like we could get the servo themselves to work, but we just couldn't get, like when we hooked it up to the car, it was like the servo would move, but the other part wouldn't move along with it.
Everybody else, their first thing was to put the two rubber wheels on an axle, one in the front, one in the back. We doubled ours up so that we would have better traction in the back, and we just ran both motors to the back wheels to get more power out of it. But also what we did that was different was we turned the swivel wheel into a controlled wheel using a servo motor. We locked the wheel in place using these brackets here on the side, and we had to recalculate, adjust, try something different to get it to actually work out the way we wanted it to work.
You can look at a real race car out there on the Indy tracks and see yourself building something, a miniature size of that. I think that's very important. You can begin to see yourself being able to do something out there that society is going to care about.
I really enjoyed the lab base because not only are you just sitting there and learning from a teaching style through lecture, but you're able to incorporate your ideas, put your hands on it, which is what technology is about.
It's nice to work with your hands and kind of put the things you learn in the classroom to like an application, something like this, where you have a bunch of different parts and you get to make something from scratch.
And you get to create your own projects. It's not just book work.
I just think you learn better hands-on. I mean, the gear ratios, you learn better when you do it, and then you see it right here.
You got to be able to create something and make it better than what anyone else is coming up with.
Hey, hands-on, it helps out a lot. Physically having it, handling it, and saying, I know this function, this specific piece functions this type of way to work with this, to that. It doesn't work well with this works better, things of that sort.
3, 2, 1, go.
Definitely the competition is a very important element in the whole process because it gives them a very substantial goal.
The competition, yeah, it's a good thing because it kind of brings everybody together and kind of shows everybody all their ideas, and it gives a chance to compete with the other groups and see what their designs are.
It's nice to see other people's ideas and how they came together, see the differences in the way people's mind think.
Same thing?
Yeah, most definitely.
The biggest thing to take away from it would probably be working as a team and learning how to work with people and putting different ideas together to come to one common goal.
You might be able to get a better angle from here.
Through this class, they've been able to work on a couple of important engineering and technology principles. They've had the opportunity to do some project management. They've been able to work on teams. They've learned to design through problems and also design around problems. And I think those are very important lessons which consciously or unconsciously they're leaving this course with.